I don't mean to be too aggressive, but what the fuck is up? How are y'all doing? Back at it again. JKDM Cooking. Not being too aggressive, got the mellow music in the back and everything. But you wanted the content? I got the content for you. JKDM Cooking Presents Phat Booty Tacos. Enjoy, like, subscribe, comment. Follow me on my social media. Enjoy. Alright, here we go, y'all. Phat Booty Tacos, Mexican style tacos, not Americanized. Got the seasoned beef, cilantro, onion, minced garlic, onions to put on the meat, corn tortillas, and some cheese to melt over the tacos. Let's get into it. Alright, prepping my area. I wear gloves because I'm gonna be feeding people, and you don't want people to have suspicions of what you're doing. So pan's already hot. Start to add my meat to the pan, evenly distribute out how much meat should go on there. Since it's gonna be cooking, meat shrivels up eventually. No pun intended. We're gonna evenly distribute the meat out on the hot pan, and when we get it all settled, we're gonna take our spatula and just flip the meat. It's gonna start browning fairly quickly because how hot the pan's been ready. I have a little olive oil also set in the pan so it fries up real nice. Watch the wrist work though, come on. That cannot be taught. You're either born with it or without it. But no, now we're browning the meat out, making sure everything, please don't hate me, but I use Goya products. This may or may not have been before or after what's going on with the Goya CEO right now, but Goya products, I use a little sazon and even a little adobo. But right now, just evenly distributing out the meat. Your boy likes to eat. There's a lot of beef there. That boy got some meat. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm adding the onions so they caramelize. You want to add them earlier in the cooking process so they get nice and soft and you don't have that huge oniony taste. I have people later on tasting it and making sure that it doesn't taste heavy on onions. People that don't even like onions, I could have lied and said it on there. But as you saw, I added the garlic. I'm really heavy on garlic, whether it's garlic powder, garlic salt. I usually use garlic salt now, but the minced garlic is perfect because it's natural, So now, meat's starting to brown out all the way through. And what I'm doing is making sure nothing sticks to the pan so nothing burns. Make sure the juices start to form now. Eventually, I start adjusting the heat so the onions or the garlic won't start burning. So now I'm just adding a little more seasoning as I go because you gotta taste what you're seasoning. That's the adobo and the sazon a little bit that I'm putting in. Didn't want to show the product, don't want to give them any extra attention that they have. Taking my pastry spatula now, making sure nothing sticks to the side. I'm gonna add a little salt also, so you get a little more flavor into it. All right. And as you go, you always want to taste what you're cooking, because if you don't taste what you cook, you never know what somebody's going to think of it. You want your fair opinion. If you know how to cook, you know what you're doing. You want people to know that what you're cooking is decent. And you give yourself a little clarity when you know that what you're cooking is good. As you can see, I tasted it. But I'm a chunky boy, so watch this. A little piece falls out, so your boy, can't let any piece go to waste, as you're gonna see. But later on, you're gonna see me in a tank top and a little tummy because that boy like to eat. I can't lie to you. Your boy likes to eat. But no, man, I'm gonna keep stirring it. I'm about to show you what I'm gonna do with the tortillas. I like to fry my tortillas. I turn down the heat to put it at a low simmer so we can start getting into it with the tortillas. Alright, so now I got my tortillas. They're on the grill. Look at that wrist work though. Look at that technique. That is not taught. That is all natural, baby. Nah, but you wanna lubricate both sides of the tortillas because you wanna constantly flip them. As you can see, my meat is still on a low simmer. It's still cooking itself where it's gonna be nice on the tacos. But I'm making sure that they're not sticking to my little grill. Because if they start to stick, that's when they start to fall apart, and that's when multitasking is not easy. So now I'm gonna be constantly flipping my tortillas also. Flipping the tortillas, make sure that both sides are cooked well. But then you wanna turn it down a little heat. I have them on a 300 right now, but eventually you're gonna turn down the heat so when you're adding your meat, it's not burning. You're not worried about the bottom of your tortilla burning. But when I add the meat, I'm also, look at it, just succulent. I had to pause X real quick to look how succulent it is. But when you're adding your meat, you also don't want to worry about the bottom burning. So constantly flipping it and make sure that everything is cooking all the way through, because corn tortillas don't burn as fast as flour tortillas, but you want to make sure that everything's good. So now I just cracked the lid a little bit. I'm eventually going to start adding the meat to the actual tacos, because I'm having one side cook a little bit more. I turned down the heat to about a good 200 to the stove top is warm. So now I'm gonna take some thongs and I'm actually gonna evenly distribute the meat onto the tacos. Try to keep it at a good pace and remember where I added first, so when I add my cheese, it can be even to distribute. But look at it, the work. We'll put in the work. I'll let y'all know this is me. Check the tattoos. This is Jeremiah cooking these tacos. You know, nobody else is filling in for me. This is not an extra. I'm doing a voiceover, but I just want y'all to know that no one's walking me through it. This is my first time actually making tacos like this. So let me know. Give me like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how I'm doing, if I'm doing anything wrong. But there you have it, man. Let's get into one of my boys trying out my food. Let's do it. Yo, let's get into it before we even start. It's my boy. You trying it out. That's some lime. I like to dress it up though.
Don't know what we're gonna try.
A little cilantro and onion on it. I got some crema. It's a Mexican sour cream.
I get too much sour cream from this.
That shit is hit. Then this guacamole salsa. That shit hit.
We'll try lime on one. That bar. That bar right there, man. Oh shit.
This shit here, boy. Alright, hold on.
Fuck with it. It's like the season actually seasoned perfect, man. I ain't even gonna lie.